From the Tennessee Valley Weather Channel, this is a severe weather alert.
All right, it's 6:01 in the evening. Fred Gossage along with Ben Luna in the Tennessee Valley Weather Center. Just a quick update on the severe weather situation. We still have severe thunderstorm warning in effect for western and central areas of Colbert County in North Alabama and central areas of Lauderdale County in North Alabama, valid until 6:30 for this line of thunderstorms here crossing across western Colbert County and moving into central Lauderdale at this time. There are other strong thunderstorms up into eastern Wayne County, Tennessee that are below severe limits, and down into Franklin County that are below severe limits as well. We'll focus in tight here on Lauderdale and Colbert counties and show you where the storms are. And the main area we were watching came across Cherokee over the past several minutes, and it's up here near the Oakland community now. You see that bit of an S in the line. There's been a broad, weak rotation with that, but I will tell you, on our Cherokee Arctic Air Skycam network site, the maximum wind gust we saw from that was only 42 miles per hour. And that sensor is not only mounted well up on a tower on top of the hill, it's on top of the hill that's southeast of town, south of Highway 72. And when you add the elevation of the hill plus the elevation of how far it is up the tower, it's over 600 feet above ground level. So that's significantly up, and we only got to 42 miles per hour. Keep in mind, in order for a storm to be severe, those winds have to hit 58. One thing we've also noticed is the closer we get to the radar down in northeast Mississippi with the storms, the less and less we see those wind signatures and the less and less we see those rotations on velocity. So I think what is happening, these storms coming through are elevated above the surface, and we're not getting the rotations to the ground, and we're not getting the damaging winds to the ground. Here's a look at, this is from the University of North Alabama. I guess we're looking back southwest, and you see possibly a wall cloud there in the shot. It's kind of hard to see at night. That's probably a tornado watch update that just
that was the tornado watch that pinged on that.
So we may have a broad wall cloud there. I don't see anything under that. No signs of anything urgent. And with that only producing a 42 mile per hour wind gust, I don't think we have severe level winds moving into the shoals, but that's a look of the overall shelf cloud and maybe an embedded wall cloud with it. Temperature 62 degrees there in Florence with a dew point of 59 and an east-northeast wind currently 5 miles per hour. We'll go back to the radar and show you the storms themselves and get you out ahead of them. And they're not as organized looking as they were, but they'll be moving into Wilson, Underwood, Petersville, Florence, Tuscumbia, Sheffield, and Muscle Shoals here over the next 5 to 15 minutes from north to south. And then they do trail a little bit back toward places like Newsom Springs and Minot. All of these moving east to east-northeast at about 40 miles per hour. We'll see if they extend the warning farther eastward. We've not heard from the National Weather Service about that yet. And with that wind gust of only 42 miles per hour, several hundred feet above sea level, there's a good chance that they may elect to just do what's called a heavy we call them a heavy thunderstorm advisory. It's a special weather statement. It's a step below a severe thunderstorm warning for storms that are producing gusty winds but are not to severe levels. That might be what they do. Overall, I don't think this is producing 60 mile per hour winds at ground level here in Lauderdale, Colbert counties, but we still want you inside away from windows. All it takes is a 30 to 40 mile per hour wind to knock down a stray tree or a tree limb, and you don't want to be under that if it does happen. In this entire radar shot over the past 15 minutes, only 2 strikes of lightning. So that lets you know that these are not robust storms at this time, but they are right there over the past 15 minutes or so near the Oakland area. That's where that very weak rotation has been. That's going to track east-northeast up across Underwood, Petersville, the south side of Wilson toward Bailey Springs here over the next 15 minutes. Again, severe thunderstorm warning until 6:30 for central Lauderdale County in west and central Colbert County and northwest Alabama, but I'm not sure if they're going to extend it any farther east. We'll go up northward and look at the storms moving out of Wayne County into western Lawrence County, and we can put on a closer radar if you want to, Ben. We do see a little bit of bowing here, but that's several thousand feet above aloft. Keep in mind the radar beam here is roughly 6,000 feet. And this is about the level where you're going to see some gusty winds on radar, but they're not actually reaching it down to ground level. But I do think there could be some 30, 40 mile per hour wind gusts in here, stretching from Fairview up through Holly Creek to West Point to Deerfield and Pea Ridge, and then moving out toward the US 43 corridor from Summertown and Alexander Springs, down through Lawrenceburg, down through Leoma to Loretto and St. Joe. Now, just because I'm calling out your town doesn't mean you need to seek shelter. You need to be inside away from windows because rain and lightning is coming and some gusty winds. But I don't see any signs of a low-level signature to support a tornado, and I don't see any signs of a low-level signature to support damaging straight-line winds of, say, 55 miles per hour or stronger that would trigger a severe thunderstorm warning. So the storms are moving out of Wayne County into Lawrence County, Tennessee, are not severe at this time. They're just a little gusty, they're a little noisy, and they have some heavy rain, and that's the extent of them. We'll go back to the GWX radar and now get down to Franklin County, Alabama. We wanted to work from the most intense storms to the lesser intense storms. These are a bit more messy down here, but they do have that general curl structure that you need to watch, and there are several clusters in here. But if we go to storm relative velocity, you will see that you don't really see any identifiable rotations here. What's happening is we're closer to the radar site, so we're looking lower in the atmosphere down here than what we have been up in the shoals. The radar beam in the shoals from this radar is about 5,000, 6,000 feet aloft. It's only a couple thousand feet above the ground level here, because what happens is the farther away you are from a radar, that radar beam goes in a straight line, the earth curves under it. The farther away you are, the higher and higher in the storms you're looking. What this tells us that we're getting closer to the radar site and we don't see the rotations and the high wind signatures on radar. That's telling me that even down here where the environment is more favorable, the storms are still elevated and we're not getting those rotations to the ground. We're not getting those damaging winds to the ground. We'll still watch very carefully, but for now, even though there's a severe thunderstorm warning up in Lauderdale and Colbert County, I don't think we're seeing those 60 mile per hour type winds that would verify the warning. There's still gusty winds of 40, 45 miles per hour. There's a little bit of lightning. There's some heavy rain. You still want to be inside away from windows, but I'm not seeing severe weather signatures with these. We'll go to the watch warning map before we go back to regular programming here. And in addition to the severe thunderstorm warning up for Lauderdale and Colbert counties, there is a tornado watch valid until 9 o'clock this evening for the dark red counties. That's North Alabama. In our viewing area, it's Lauderdale, Colbert, Franklin, Lawrence, Morgan, Limestone, and Madison counties. Tornado watch here until 9 o'clock. But even though you're not in the watch up here in Wayne, Lawrence, Giles, and Lincoln counties in Tennessee, especially south of Highway 64, you're close enough you want to pay attention just in case. But even in the tornado watch itself, it's more of a just in case, let's be safe instead of sorry type situation. Tornadoes are not likely tonight. Damaging winds are not likely tonight. This is more of one of those just-in-case type tornado watches. So we'll watch things very carefully. Should another severe thunderstorm warning be issued, we'll be back with another live update. Otherwise, our next live scheduled cut-in will be at 7 o'clock. And then if we have a tornado warning, we'll be live nonstop immediately until the danger is over. For Ben Luna, I'm Fred Gossage, live from the Tennessee Valley Weather Center. Stay with Tennessee Valley Weather. We'll keep you advised.
You're watching the Tennessee Valley Weather Channel.